Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
I don't know what the hell just happened here. I really don't know. I had everything all set up, and then, boom, things just simply explode. Hello, everybody. Happy holidays. It's the Anime Jam Session Christmas special. We're all...
And think, Koi's not even here.
And what?
I said, and think, Koi's not even here.
Well, she's here in spirit, and that's the fucked up part about the whole goddamn thing, okay? It's like, well, because when I asked her to be on the show, she's like, are you available? She's like, no. So she's like, you know what? I can't be there on the show, but I'm going to be there just to fuck with them, okay?
So she's becoming another version of Mako.
I think they kind of bounce off of each other, like trading information and so forth. That's the scary part. Anywho, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 616. Well, then again, Stitch is codename 616, so that explains a lot now, doesn't it? We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
I am Mako-chan.
And I'm WildSpice!
And she kind of jumped out of the cage, so now she is flying about. And Barry will be joining us slightly later tonight, so they're still streaming, so yeah. And as people are giving tips for Koi to have table service, unfortunately, that's not available because she's not on the stream, so somebody else will take it up for her. But I just love the fact that when someone does table service and she's on the show, she basically snaps her fingers and her husband comes in and brings her a refreshing drink.
Beverage.
Such service.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm looking at your camera, Ari. What is going on here?
What do you mean?
All right, it's getting choppy, but now it's back to normal. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. It is the holidays. Things are gonna fall apart. So then again, my machine decided to lock up when I set the memory at the proper speed. So that's an entire ball of wax I'm not dealing with right now. So anywho, while we continue to get this going, we're gonna continue our podcast, our show. It's our Christmas special. It's gonna be a very chill night tonight. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. So
I have to fix my camera for a bit.
Well,
Fun!
Yeah.
Yay.
Do you need a snack there, WildSpice, or are you good?
I always want snacks. I'm stuck in the walls, so I gotta steal snacks from people.
Michael, can you feed WildSpice real quick?
I
Snacks!
unfortunately do not have snacks with me.
Oh, no snacks. It's fine.
No snacks, just Cassie.
Womp womp.
Cassie's already stoned out of her mind as it is.
You should see how aggressively I am petting her, and she's just like, more bitch.
What did you do to her?
She likes to be aggressively pet. So I'm sitting here like really digging my thumb into her head to pet her, and she's just like loving it. I've never seen a cat like being aggressively pet like this.
Is she purring?
Yeah. Like she's pushing her head into it and everything. She's really getting into it.
I was just curious. I couldn't hear her. That's all.
Oh no, she's her purr is very low. She's definitely nowhere near Damien levels of purr.
Well, I will say this: if Cassie was an orange cat, or a ginger, while you're thumbing your thumb on her skull, you'd be hearing like a clanging sound, like a bean in an empty can. Well, because I mean, you know I'm right. Anywho, how is everybody doing tonight?
Eh,
I am very sleepy.
Yeah?
That's
I feel that.
it's no different than what I usually am.
I am just. I'm just there right now. I mean, honestly, it hasn't kicked in yet. I'm leaving the country again for in a few days. So
Oh yeah, I forgot you're going. Let's go.
yes, yes, yes. And no, there's no room for you in the bag, WildSpice.
Damn.
I,
But I fit in people's walls.
well, that's something
we're
totally
not
different,
building
though.
into the walls of a jumbo jet.
I mean, he's got a valid point. Anywho, I'm is as is. So, let's go ahead and get the show on the road, shall we? We are live tonight, week of December 12th, 2023, right here on Twitch TV. We're always here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You can always find us here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com, and you can always find them at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network. Come hang out in our Discord at vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through and hang out and have a good time. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to go around the room and start asking everyone, how was their week and how was their day? Kicking it off for us is Ari. So how was your week and how was your day, my friend?
Mostly work-related stuff.
Hmm.
This past week, the past 4 days, I've had to work overnights, which has been just fan-friggin-tastic.
Tell us how you really feel.
But yeah, it's been mostly that sort of stuff and just, finding things to, get for people for the holidays. I told you guys earlier, but the chat doesn't know about it. I already replaced my the boom arm I had from last week with a brand new scissor arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot stronger and a lot stiffer, and it's much easier to tighten the joints and whatever. Because when I tried to use the little Allen wrench to tighten one of the bolts in the middle.
Right.
The whole thing just completely shattered and broke off, and it's just in two pieces now, so I couldn't use it. So I had to order this one, and it's been working out pretty good so far. It does have one of these, the windscreen.
Yeah, it's like either you use the windscreen or the foam cover, either or,
I've seen some people use both, but how does it sound with just the?
It's fine. It just gives you slightly better clarity. That's all when you're saying certain words. So
yeah, by next year I will definitely have all the foam padding on the wall. I'll put up.
oh, that's good.
That'll look a lot better, I think.
It definitely, because at work they converted the wellness room, which was a nursing room, for mothers who need to express milk, became a wellness room, and it's now somebody's office. And I walk in to set up their equipment, and I'm just like, y'all need to put some foam padding in this room because it still sounds hollow as fuck all. Mako-chan.
Yeah, but that's how things have been for me.
All right, cool.
It's
cool.
been very uninteresting for me, I'm afraid.
Are you running stuff in the background?
I'm just doing some typing.
All right, for
If
some
that's what
reason,
you're asking.
no, because it got garbled for a split second, and the typing shouldn't even affect that. So I'm going to blame Twitch.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Par for the course. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
Meh.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, no, I really didn't do a whole heck of a lot. I did some grocery shopping. I went and got a crap ton of holiday gifts together.
Mhm.
I'm just waiting for them all to be delivered.
Mm.
And basically, I hung out with the cats. After last weekend's debacle, I decided that I should probably hang out with Damien for a little while. He was very appreciative of that. He has finally stopped following me around every time I'm in the house, so that's plus.
You want to tell our new listeners like a quick rundown of what happened?
Yeah, so my dumbass cat,
Emphasis on dumb.
yeah, he's not an outside cat at all. He might walk outside if I happen to be there, but as soon as I turn around, he runs right back into the house.
Or that little enclosed patio thing that you got?
No, this is out the front.
Oh.
He does go out there, but only when I'm out there, and it's enclosed, so I don't think anything of it.
Mhm.
Well, somehow last Sunday he got out of the house. He snuck out, never showed up on my Ring doorbell, and didn't show up. He was outside for about 24 hours. Did not
No.
call when I called him, did not, was not around. My mother came over the next morning. He didn't even come out for her. I finally, put some of his litter and some food and then some of my dirty clothes outside in his crate. And when I went out there, because I was checking the ring and there was nothing on the ring showing that he was there, when I went out there to check, I saw that the food was empty. And then I, checked in his crate and he was just sitting there looking at me like, bitch, you locked me out. It was him. He walked out and he wouldn't come back in. I had no idea where the hell he was, and I called him and nothing. It's a freaking dumbass cat.
Derp.
Yeah. So, and now the dumbass, I get home today and I had a bunch of crap with me. So I brought, some in, and then I went back out to go and get a package that was delivered
Right.
with my beautiful new Christmas ornament. And he tried to follow me again.
It's
I'm
like
like, you dumbass.
it's like he didn't learn the first time.
No. Just, ugh. Freaking cat.
Maybe he has a half a brain cell left.
I don't know, but just really needs to stop doing things like that.
So, my weekend day has been interesting, more or less. To summarize, my office closes on Friday. So, between Friday and the end of Thanksgiving, which is like 3 weeks, we go into what we like to call a technical lull. Not a lot of tickets will come in because everybody's rushing to go on vacation and this and that. And we just get any tickets, like to reset account or give someone access to this or that, something simple. No, I got big things like multiple people somehow had to get their computers replaced because something happened with the USB ports. So I had to take care of that. For the last couple of days, I've had to walk people through upgrading their MacBooks to Ventura because evidently, if you don't upgrade your machine, you cannot access resources on the network. So there was that. In a way, it wasn't so bad because if it was these emergencies on top of the normal amount of tickets that were coming in, it probably would have been a little bit chaotic at work. So there's that. Other than that, it's been quiet. I've been packing, and for those of you who may have missed the original message the first couple of times around, I am going to Japan for 2 weeks, and my flight is Saturday. So you can't, those of you who are watching the show, if you can't see it, but in the background is my suitcase. Actually, let me see if I can turn the camera so you can see it. Yes, right in the corner over there by the TV, there is a black suitcase with a little blue bag on top, and that's my stuff. And it's packed. All I gotta do now is pack my toiletries, my medication, and that's it. And I'm all set. I will be most likely either will be taking the subway to the train at 5 o'clock in the morning, or I will take a lift. My main concern is to make sure that I am at the gate at 8 at basically by 7:30, because my flight leaves at 8:40. So maybe I should be at the gate by 7 a.m.
When does your flight leave?
8:40 a.m.
Yeah, you should probably look to be getting there between
Yeah.
7 and 7:30ish.
Yeah, because if this was going out of Newark, uh, all right. Silver Wolf 2006 play says I always have nightmares of missing my flight. That actually happened to me about 4 years ago. I was flying to visit a friend in South Carolina, and I had the unfortunate issue of having to fly out of Newark Airport, which is one of the worst airports in the tri-state area. My flight wasn't until 9:30, which I know they start the boarding at 9 a.m. I was up at 5 a.m., made my way all the way out to the airport. I got there by 6:15 in the morning. And I get on the line for, for inspections and all of that, And I'm like, this should be easy. It took them almost 2 hours to get everybody through, and by the time I got to my gate, they had just closed the damn doors.
Oh, I've had that happen before.
I contacted JetBlue, and they rebooked me to fly out Thursday from JFK. Unfortunately, their 1 o'clock flight was already sold out, so it is what it is. Or they just didn't want to have me sticking around there, but whatever. But I made it through and called it a day. Now, I think when I went to South Carolina the last time I went, I flew back into Newark because that's all I had left. But it wasn't so bad, so it is what it is. So,
but it's Newark.
I'm from New York, motherfucker. We call it Newark.
No, I'm just saying the whole town of Newark is just, yeah.
See the beer.
Not as bad as Hoboken, but still.
Yeah. See the beer says the last time I had to fly out of Newark, it was from Bumfuck, New Jersey. And I think it was from Vernon. It took me hours to get an Uber, and I luckily was able to make it on time still. Whew. I remember one time I was flying to AWA, and I went to meet a friend at JFK because that's where my flight was coming out of, because he had my tripod for some odd reason. Somehow I missed my flight. So they rebooked me to fly out of LaGuardia. And they said the flight leaves at like 9:30. I told my friend what happened, gave him $25 from JFK to LaGuardia. He got me there in under like 20-something minutes.
Not bad.
Yeah, and it was mild traffic, but he was like, move over, Speed Racer. So there's that. Anywho, enough about that. WildSpice, long time no see, child of mine.
Hello.
How have you been?
I've been in everyone's walls.
Well, you need to be be in the walls of my neighbors upstairs and scare their children.
Okay, but I have to get snacks. There have to be snacks.
There's a full fridge.
But yeah, I've been there's a full fridge. Ooh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. No, I've been okay. Just financial struggles, stress. Yeah. Adulting, fun times. I have DreamHack Atlanta this weekend, so woo woo.
Oh,
yeah.
Bobby Blackwolf will be at DreamHack Atlanta.
Very nice, very nice.
Hopefully,
yes, I will be there.
Hopefully, you two can link up for pictures. I know he's announcing. I think he's doing a panel, or he's announcing something there. I gotta double check. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry, Bobby. Please forgive me. Anywho, now that we got that out the way, we're gonna get into some housekeeping notes here.
Housekeeping.
Well, the fact of the matter is, the only important housekeeping note that you need to know that episodes of this show is available on our YouTube page at youtube.com/AnimeJamSession. click on playlist and podcast. Episodes go up Thursdays at noon, so definitely check them out and enjoy them. And normally this is the other part where we tell you about upcoming conventions, but you know what? We're done for the year. There are people going to WinterCon in Queens and Big Apple Comic Con in Manhattan. The fact that we have two sci-fi conventions in the city an hour apart away from each other via mass transit kind of messes with my head a little bit. To me, if it was like maybe 2 hours away in Connecticut or Jersey, yeah, but two in the same. I have a feeling the people that are running Big Apple Comic Con are trying to pull from WinterCon or something like that. And that does happen. You do have people. There was a time where people would have their conventions and they will work with con chairs so they could have it on different dates, giving people an option or make it easy for them to attend multiple conventions. Now it's like, fuck you, I'm going to have my convention this day and that day, you know. And now people are complaining about Anime NYC is moving to the summertime. And some people actually think they moved it to the summertime just to go after Colossal Con and Otakon.
You're kidding, right?
No, I am not kidding.
That ain't happening.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. There are people who think that Anime NYC moved to the summer just to go after Otakon and Colossal Con and the other big and AX.
That.
Oh.
What are they on?
No.
Do they really think they're gonna like have that kind of pull away from either of those people?
Yeah.
Those cons.
And
yeah, that's not why, but okay.
I know.
Who knows?
What people do not understand is that a lot of these cons are at the mercy of the convention centers. They gotta get what's available. They have everyone else is gonna have the entire Javits Center they take this summer, so why not? That's exactly how it goes. So you know. And before we continue on, I think Berry is here. Let me see if I can technically magically bring them into the show.
Berry.
Hey. See if I can bring them in.
I was gonna say with like conventions and stuff, a lot of people don't realize like what goes into a convention. Like if they move dates, there's usually a reason why. It's usually not because of like, oh, we need to compete with XYZ. It's usually because that's when the venue's available. And it's like, well, if you want to do this is what you got. This is where you gotta go. Or if they want more space or something like that. There's a lot of logistics.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. People don't get that, nor it's like they don't really get it, nor do they care. They're just like, you know, oh, how dare you go up against this convention? Or, you know what, screw your con, I'm going to this one, you know? If you don't go, that's fine because other people will join in, will take your spot. It's like I've said, like when I used to sell Epson printers or whatever, you know. For one person that doesn't want to buy a printer, there'll be 3 others that's going to buy one anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. So, you know. It is what it is. And I think Berry is still negotiating, jumping from Discord to Skype. So they should be joining us momentarily. So let's get into Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk more about the geekier aspects of our lives, like what cool stuff that we have or what anime we've been watching and so forth. So what you got for us this week there, Ari, for Geek Roundtable?
Well, where is it? I got something else that came from one of my Kickstarter, endorsements.
Yeah.
This is let me open it. It's a new kind of a ledger for tabletop gaming.
Oh, that looks pretty
cool.
Nice and hard.
Cool.
Nice hardwood, magnetic catches to, it's by Monster, scary good, as they say, and it's already got things in it like like scratch paper. But obviously there's all these other little dials on it, which track literally everything you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
As well as this little segment down here, I believe, is a miniature dice rolling tray. And Now on this, okay, here it is. This part pops off so that you can just pull this little tablet out, and it's all character sheets where extra character sheets get stored.
Hmm.
Now, if only I could find a good, play group near me that that all of us can consistently get to, much less just me.
Well, aren't there a couple of local comic shops?
There are, but I haven't. And sadly, I haven't been to one of those in a while. I've also been
Ah.
missing out on a bunch of Magic cards, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I kind of want to get in on on those new there's those new Magic cards or something like that. I know there's
The Universes Beyond Doctor Who stuff, right?
yeah, and I think there was like the MLP ones too, something like that. I don't remember or something else. I just want to buy them just to have them in the collection. The what?
Uh-huh.
Yes, there are My Little Pony ones.
Yeah, I just want to have them just to have as to collect them per se. Like if I buy like a box, that's all I really want, and that box will just stay sealed in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have one of the Doctor Who starter sets.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Precon Commander decks.
Yeah, I want to go and get the other ones.
By the way, I sent you two guys.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
I
wasn't sure if you opened it or not.
I did, and I opened it, and I see the Borderlands. I'm just like, wait, he got me a copy of Borderlands.
And then you saw my note, right?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, gotcha. Well, like I said, when I get to Japan, I will pick up your gift there, and I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to get you. So
awesome. I trust your judgment.
Sure about that.
Kind of scary.
You see, even Mako knows because she remembers that one time I sent her a bag of coal as a Christmas gift.
Literal coal?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he has sent me literal coal.
Yep. All right, Mako, tell us about your last fuck that you have.
Yeah, so this was part of the things that I was, just getting myself for the holidays. I did set up my little tree. I haven't decorated it yet just because I wanted to make sure that the freaking cat would not knock it down.
Mm-hmm.
But so far so good. She has not actually even paid any attention to it. So I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing.
So so I will be decorating that, but I saw this ornament and I really, really, really needed to have it.
Totally on brand for you.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, so for those
right
that are listening in, my ornament is it's round with a red string, and it says, "Oh look, the last fuck I have, and it's hanging by a string."
Hey.
That is wild.
I thought it was very appropriate for myself.
I mean, it really is when you think about it.
And like, I really, really want to be able to hang it up at work. But I know that would not be a good thing.
That's a quick way to end up sitting down with HR.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you know, I still have some figurines that I have to show off. I actually have 3 left to display, but they'll be shown off next year. I want to show off this that I got. Now, upon getting my passport, I'm like, I need to geekify. I need a nerdy passport cover. And there are very popular Marvel ones. There are popular ones for Naruto, Attack on Titan, but it's like, it's not, these don't really describe me, my nerdiness. And I've seen like official ones from Nintendo, and I look at it, I'm like, I don't know, I want something that's a little bit more. So I found this passport cover. It's basically a pixelated
Stardew Valley.
That's what this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I recognize the like the font style and the like the text box and the trees and everything.
I actually thought it was a reference to Super Mario Brothers because it says "Let's." For those of you see, it's pixelated with trees in the background, 5 hearts, and it says "Let's go." So I thought it was a reference to like Super Mario Brothers: The Legend of Zelda. So that's why I got it. So
still nice.
Yep. So there it is,
Yeah.
and inside is my passport, and it's all set. So there's that. Now that my passport is out, it is going to sit on my desk, and once the show is over, those of you who saw my luggage, I'm going to drop my passport directly into my luggage. That way I will not forget it.
Yeah, unlike other times that we have left the country and things have been forgotten and I had to drive you home at the last moment to pick up said
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You want to tell that story or should I?
Yeah, so we were going to Canada. Leaving at like 4 a.m. I had been reminding this mofo for weeks. You need to remember to bring your birth certificate. That's what you are going to need to be able to get in and out of Canada. Don't worry. I'm going to remember it. Don't worry. So it is like 9 or 10 o'clock. I've already picked him up. We're already settled at my house. And he goes, son of a bitch. And I knew. And I turned to him. And he's like, I forgot my I forgot my birth certificate. And I hoped that he was lying, and you know, because I had been reminding him for so freaking long, but no. So I had to drive this asshole from my house an hour and a half back into New York over the fucking bridges
Jeez.
at 10 o'clock at night when we're supposed to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my god.
Just that he could go and get his birth certificate that I reminded him so many damn times to pack.
Well, to be fair, it only took less than 5 minutes to grab my birth certificate because I knew exactly where it was. And
yeah,
but it's the process.
I know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I should have just went and grabbed my birth certificate and left. And I decided to go into the freezer because my roommate at the time knew I was going, so he got us some bagels. So I went to grab a bag of bagels out of the freezer. And I go and I knock on his door to his room. I'm just like, hey, dude, I just want to say I came back for the bagels, and I caught him in a trice between him and his now wife.
Like, all right, I'm just gonna step out now. Like, have fun, you two.
I looked down, I was like, oh, and I closed the door, and I just walk out into the foyer, and I'm just like, trying to readjust myself, and he comes out a minute later.
Is he still naked?
No. He had his tidy whities on, and he goes to the fridge. He goes, "Hey, dude, to grab something to eat." And I'm just like, I'm like, sorry about that. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. And then I go right down the stairs and back in the car. I'm like, let's go.
That's
still not the most embarrassing. I mean, you've had your embarrassing story about related to walk-ins, and so have I.
Yeah.
Have I told it to you guys or not? I don't remember if I did.
I don't fully remember.
It was in college when it happened. My dorm mate came in when my girlfriend at the time was on top of me, and he interrupted us just so he could get his D&D manuals and walk out.
I think that's enough of that. We've probably already scarred the listeners for life for that.
Yeah,
Or-
just the thought of someone like me, like nude is just very revolting to
That-
the senses, I imagine.
No, that or one. There's somebody listening or watching be like, huh, that's just amateur shit. Anywho,
That too.
All right, hold on. Wait, hold on.
What?
I think we have
Uh-oh.
we have a berry. Do we have a berry?
Breaking news.
Do we
I
have a
think
berry?
so. Yeah, I should be in here. 1 sec. Sorry, guys. It's give me a sec. Hello.
And there
It is
they
my
are.
Layla twin from another dimension. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi.
We have a berry.
Yeah. I'm gonna put on some chapstick. Woof.
Oh shit! Oh, they're getting all fancy for us now.
I'm just very underhydrated, okay? That's all I can tell you.
Underhydrated. You mean to tell me you don't keep a bucket of water by?
I was making some tea, okay, but I was trying not to make you guys wait. I wasn't anticipating. Tuesdays I usually have a pretty full schedule, so.
Yeah, true. And I'm like,
Mhm.
where are the other two? And Mako goes, oh, they're still streaming. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, because this is usually
We're busy.
a stream day. It's a stream day.
Well, it's not. Well,
Yeah, it's a stream day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Mhm.
well, I don't.
Yep.
I don't ask much of y'all, but I appreciates it. All right. So
Pardon me.
before we get into our stories, which for tonight we only have 5 stories to discuss. We're going to do a couple of things, and that's it. And I have to fix the stupid images because I am now bleeding onto WildSpice's section of the stream.
What?
I thought I had fixed this. Damn it!
Get
All
off
right.
my spot. No.
I
Personal space.
I will take that broom and I will hit you.
Oh damn, she's really got the angry
Sharp
face
teeth.
too.
I am not scared of my child like that. If you think. Anywho, Barry, how was your week? How was your day? How have you been?
Keeping busy, just doing lots of stuff, I guess. It's been the holidays, so
Mhm.
that's always
Yep.
kind of a busy time for a lot of folks. For me, it really depends. I don't really have any big plans or anything this year, so I'm not like driving out of my way anywhere or anything like that. So hopefully it's going to be a lot easier.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, and also we went into our whole section about what we've been up to geek wise. So how you have any cool stuff to share? Any projects you're working on?
Not really. Honestly, I don't. I feel so bad. I've been so lazy this year. I mean, I have some shows that I'm working on. But it's really just quiet in the dreaming. Like
Mm-hmm.
holiday time, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it's really busy, but this year it's been really quiet. So, yeah, it's not that exciting. I apologize.
It's
I
okay.
apologize. I had a lot of stuff break today, so I'm a little bit stressed out
You're-
about
you're
that.
just
But other
basically-
than that, I'm not.
That's not good.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. I'll
You're-
figure it out. It's just.
You're basically done.
Yeah, no, like as soon as you were like, Bear's gonna come on, I was like, okay. I guess I exist here now. Let me just do that real quick.
And someone in our chat here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, Banished BKK says, "What do you mean, Barry? You're working on a Stardew project."
I am working on okay, yeah, we are. I'm doing a collab with Lovely Banished. We do Sleepy Stardew time. So we've been doing Stardew streams from like midnight to 2 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it's a lot of
Maybe
fun.
doing
It's a
one
lot of
tonight.
fun.
That would explain that one time I saw you on stream. I think I was bouncing from stream because what I do is I leave a tab open of streamers that I
Mhm.
know, and I think I had bounced. And I was like, "What is Barry doing up this late?" You know?
I've been doing it. I've been streaming that late for like the last. Is it like a month now? Banished? Is it like a month and a half? Yeah, we've been doing like just sleepy Stardew sleepovers, and it's just a nice cozy time if people want to come and like it's the kind of stuff you fall asleep to.
That's cool.
But Banish had never played Stardew before, and like today, if you were in chat, I have my most recent farm that I was able to get access back to is like 7 years in game, like in game time. It's
That's
it's 7
cool.
years. And so it's an older farm. It has a lot more going on. And then we also got one of their friends, his friends, into Stardew as well. So Laszlo has got addicted.
One of us.
And
One of us.
yeah, no, it's literally like that. So they've all been converted, and now we're starting a cult of Stardew. And that's pretty much it.
And your microphone just cut out.
Oh, it
There
always
you
does.
Oh.
That's a feature
Oh
at
boy.
this point.
Banish BKK says
So-
we're calling it boysenberry time. Eat up.
No, it's not what we're calling it. Banish.
That's
I like
not-
that name. You should keep it.
Oh my.
No. Okay, well apparently it's boys and berries time.
Welcome
No.
to Anime Jam Session After Dark, and it's not even.
Apparently.
But and since you mentioned Stardew Valley and Ari had pointed this out, this is my new passport cover, and it is referenced to. I thought this was a reference to Mario and Zelda. You know.
No, that's definitely Stardew. That is Stardew for surezies.
Yep.
Yeah, I picked
right
it up as soon
inside.
as I saw the text
Yeah.
and the chat window.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, because you can farm slimes in Stardew.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was a slime. I just thought, oh, that's just cute. Whatever. Okay, so tonight we only have 5 stories we're going to discuss. They're all holiday related. We're going to probably trade holiday stories. We'll open. We don't have like a chat line, but if you have questions to ask us, we may answer them. And then that is it. This is our last show of the year. Normally we would do another show. Next week would be our holiday show, but because I am leaving for Japan on Saturday and I have zero intentions of trying to do a stream from Japan, somehow jury rigging my equipment to connect to my desktop, I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that. So why not? That just means we may come back a week or earlier in January. We'll have all the information posted on our socials and on our website at animejamsession.com. And I know that WildSpice, that the Fiend, they get that from their mother's side of the family. Why don't you go ahead and take our first story so you can go ahead and go back inside the walls and hibernate for 6 hours?
Oh, hold on. Stand by. I have to find it.
Oh, good Lord.
Hold on. I
Well,
have it.
Holding.
Da, 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 da. Please hold.
I should. Do I have that type of music? I don't even. I should actually.
I was thinking of the Cisco hold music.
Hmm.
the thong
I got
song
it.
as hold music.
That's not the Cisco that she
Oh.
meant.
No.
Cisco.
No,
I meant
no.
Cisco the company. Cisco.
The internet connection company. not the
Yeah, internet
musician.
Cisco. Oh my god.
Well,
Oh
well,
my
At least
god.
Barry knew what I meant. Oh my God.
look.
I know. I was like Cisco. Okay. And then he comes in with the thugs.
Could you
I-
imagine the
And I am
thong song
deceased.
being hold music?
And it was just on repeat for 10 hours.
I'm fairly certain that counts as torture.
No. Here it is. The hold music is Cisco's thong song, but it's a Muzak version.
Music. Oh,
Oh, like an
Jesus
instrumental,
Christ.
you mean?
No,
No. Just
there's instrumental and then there's music.
the shit you hear in elevators.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I knew what WildSpice meant because at my job we use Zoom and some departments use Teams because they like eating paste.
Okay, I'm ready. All right, so
All right, go for it.
there's intentionally ugly anime sweaters from Japan.
I'm about it.
Japan is a country of stark seasonal differences, like Florida. No, so while right now the
You're
weather's
not
hot
wrong
enough
though.
that- No, they're not. No. So while right now the weather's hot enough that we've had to resort to very suspicious, even suggestive-looking ways to stay cool, a few months from now we'll need to bundle ourselves up against the crisp autumn weather, followed by full-on winter cold. So it's not too soon to start sorting out your cold weather wardrobe, and the cast of hit anime manga Yu Yu Hakusho are here to help. Well, maybe they're here to hinder, as the characters are appearing on a line of intentionally ugly sweaters. Hey, they're called the Yu Yu Hakusho Ugly Sweaters. Created by anime game themed apparel and interior design brand Palude, there are 5 in this lineup, each looking like the sort of thing your grandma would knit or buy for you as a Christmas gift if your grandma was an otaku who's into supernatural martial arts battle series. Naturally,
so 50 years from now, this would be unironic, is what you're saying.
Isn't it ironic? No. The first of the acrylic sweaters features protagonist Yusuke Urameshi firing off a blast with his iconic spirit gun technique. Also appearing on the Yusuke sweater is 4-Beast leader Suzaku, who's locked in battle with our hero. Ooh, ah. Next, we have Kazuma Kuwabara sweater featuring Yusuke's former rival, Faithful Friend. Towards the bottom, his hands can be seen cracking with the energy of his spirit sword, but his softer side's also on display in the pattern with depictions of Yukina, the snow maiden he's in love with. Ooh. Sunglasses are mainly a summer accessory, but you'll bust out the shades if you're rocking the younger Toguro sweater. If you think his older brother is the best, don't despair, because they also have him on there as well near the waist hem. And then you have a Kurama sweater, which will be very popular, as the fan favorite Fox Spirit has the garment all to himself. And then we have Hiei, and Hiei gets his own sweater, and he's powering up his Dragon of the Darkness flame technique and warning, don't mess with me. The entire lineup is available for pre-orders now through the online shop of novelty retailer Village Vanguard, priced at 14,300 yen or US $99 each. Pre-orders they closed in September apparently, and delivery scheduled for late November, early December.
Yeah, I was just actually searching Christmas stories. Yeah, this came out in July, and this
you can't get them now, y'all.
Yeah. Well, if you find a secondhand shop in Japan, you could.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying these are nice and all, but for half the price, you can get a more cracked out, ugly Christmas sweater if you go online to like HalloweenCostumes.com or AnimeApe.com or OwlO.com. I think OwlO is doing a buy 2 get 1 free because there's a couple of them I need to get. So
the best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time.
I mean, there's always Christmas in July.
So who's taking the next one?
Whoever, it's free form. Whoever wants to go next, because if I'm looking,
I want that second to last one.
Okay. I have a feeling me or Barry will probably take the third story. So, Mako, why don't you grace us with your audio presence to take the second story?
Sure.
You sound so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, so not exactly, a Christmas story per se, but something that is pretty damn good news. So high school isn't mandatory in Japan. You do have to take tests to get into them, and then they cost you money. That said, the chances of finding employment that pays enough to actually become financially independent without it are extremely low. In other words, legally, Japanese kids don't have to attend high school, but practically they pretty much do. But since high school isn't technically required, parents have to pay tuition even if their children are attending public high school. However,
Wow.
the situation is soon going to be changing in Tokyo. The governor has announced that for the 2024 academic year, which begins in spring, the Tokyo metropolitan government will be abolishing its current income cap for tuition waivers. Under the current system, Tokyo families with a household income of under 9.1 million yen, which is only $61,900, are exempt from tuition fees for public high schools.
Damn, that's talk about your inflation.
Yeah,
Conversion.
well, those earning more must pay. In 2024, however, the income condition will be removed, making public high school free for all Tokyo families. In addition, the governor is pledging that Tokyo will provide supplements to national government subsidies for students attending private schools, with the goal being for the financial burden to be completely eliminated for their families as well. We will be urgently making the utmost effort to provide support to child-raising households, the governor announced. So, not bad.
Just heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to start somewhere. I don't know about the private institutions being completely paid for, because again, they're private. But I think, the public schools and everything should be, it's that socialist thinking where the schools should actually be paid for by, the people that will be using them, through taxes.
Yeah.
I think having a basic education is something that is not just, a haphazard thing to have. I think having a basic education that, goes all the way through high school is something that should be necessary. And this is allowing things to finally come for everybody.
It works. I like that. Now it kind of reminds me of how education's here in the U.S., but a lot more fucked up.
Yeah, I really wish some of the education standards would, rub off on the US.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, not necessarily Japan's education standards, but, some better standards than what we currently have.
Try and throw in some, we'll send you one of those socialist hellhole countries you like. I'm like, sweet. I've always wanted to tour Scandinavia.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then you realize it's not Scandinavia that they're sending you.
Huh?
I'm just saying. Then you realize it's not Scandinavia that they're sending you to.
That's the joke.
Oh, okay. Forgive me.
Like we picked the socialist country and they're like, the embodiment of no, not like that.
All right. So here's
Weaponized compliance is another good term.
Yeah, instead of Scandinavia, they send you to Northern Canada. 2-for-1 special. All right, the next story could be connected to cosplay because there are cosplayers who have stopped because they're getting too old for this shit. Some days.
Where's my cosplayer AARP card?
In cosplay retirement, do we get to go to craft classes? Is this a normal thing?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I even say, I'm like, I need my VTuber AARP card.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, the idol
You'll
industry
be
is
ruling
pretty
the nursing
cutthroat.
homes right at everyone's fade
Yeah.
and
No,
third
no, no,
strike.
no,
Shibuya
no.
nursing
Instead,
home, yeah.
instead of the senior center, it's the senior cosplay center, and all the youngest.
I mean, if we get a makerspace, I'm not against it.
Oh,
I can barely form two sent. I can barely form a coherent sentence, but I can still freaking parry fucking Chun-Li. So how do you think? Let's go, Justin!
okay, so you have
Oh my
seen that.
gosh.
Bring me the hot glue gun.
That's not. That's not how you finish
Okay.
the game. You got to go through that exit. That exit there.
Oh
Damn
my
kids.
God. I can't with you guys. I know. Oh no.
But are we wrong though?
No, you're not wrong, and that's why I hate it. All right. I can take this one.
Okay, all right. And don't forget you have to. And I'm reading this article. I'm just like, whoa! Imagine introducing them as the lethal weapons because they're getting too old for this shit.
Mhm. So, for those of you who don't know Japanese idol culture, it is known to fairly skew pretty young, and the performers are a very high physical prowess required. 30-ish Japanese idol group is breaking up because the members' old age, which is such a weird thing to me for them to say, and declining physical strength. So, idol group Setsuna Meteor is getting too old for this idol singer stuff. I know, okay? It
Yeah.
hurts me. It hurts
No,
me
no,
internally.
no. Here's the thing, though.
Cries in
Here-
30s.
Here's
I
the
know,
thing,
rising 30s.
right? As you
He cries
know,
in 30s.
no, but here's the thing.
42s internally.
No, but here's the thing, though. We have all of these up and coming Love Live press play groups, and the kids are like 18 to 25, and they're reading this article and they're looking at the older cosplayers doing Love Live, and they're taking out like their knives and they're sharpening it up like, your time's up, bitch.
That's not alarming at all. No, no, no.
Yeah.
That's very scary. Okay. Well, on the 3rd of December this year, Setsuna Meteor, a 4-member idol singer unit that performs primarily in Hokkaido, held their 5th anniversary concert. Sadly for fans, just as Setsuna Meteor reached their milestone for the group, they announced they won't have many more as they'll be disbanding within a year. The reason? They're getting too old for this. Thank you for your continued support of Setsuna Meteor, begins the message to fans posted through the group's official Twitter account. We would like to take this opportunity to inform you that Setsuna Meteor will be dissolving on November 24th, 2024 due to our members' advancing age and noticeable decline in physical strength. But I'm going to tell you, it gets worse. While physical
it
strength might
hurts.
not be the first job requirement, it gets worse, Ranma.
Oh
That
God.
comes to mind for musicians. Setsuna Meteor's concerts, as is the norm for Japanese idol group, are as much a bountiful, bouncy, sachet saturated choreography as audio element. Though Setsuna Meteor's members aren't always close to pension collecting, or anywhere close to pension collecting age, they are decidedly mature by the idol industry standards, with the group describing itself as an idol unit with an average age of 30 years old. The very youngest member, Marin, guess how old? Guess how old this youngest member? Average number 30.
29?
Guess how young the youngest member is?
29?
24.
Mm.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And members Rurune Percent and Yui Nikairo are both 33.
Oh,
Finally,
good
28-year Mona Hattori will be the first member to depart from the Meteor Gang, with her final performance with the group scheduled for March 31st, citing lower back pain and a change in employment. While this is sad news for the group's fans, they'll still have plenty of time to say goodbye, as Setsuna Meteor will continue performing until its 6th anniversary concert, which is set for November 24th of next year. And in all honesty, 6 years is a pretty good run for the high turnover idol scene, and the group forming and finding success when several of its members were already in their mid-20s is also an impressive accomplishment in an industry where most performers make their debut while they're still in their teens. And who knows, maybe someday in the future, Setsuna Meteor will take a page from the middle-aged Osaka idol group Oba-chan's playbook and have a reunion concert.
Yeah, I was just looking that up because I know somewhere on this show we talked about an idol group like that was like AKB48, but it's all senior citizens. And
No. This is idols we're talking about. So
yeah,
48 indicates how old they are.
No, 48 means how many there are in the group. But it's all seniors, and they're wearing yukatas and they're performing on stage. I'm just like, well, when you hit 35, you lull, you recharge, you come back out at 65. You're like, let's do the reunion tour. Here it is. I just found it. Yeah, they're called KBG84, Japan's oldest idol group, and they have an album out. And the average age of the group, people in the group, is 84.
Thanks for the Medicare.
Oh my god.
All right, now they're Golden Girls.
Thank
just
you
feel
for
my back
being
breaking.
a friend.
Oh my god. We got the golden anime girls. I feel like that's a thing though. Is that not
Picture
a meme?
that. The Golden Girls adapted into an anime, and
Yeah, the Golden Girls
thank you for
adapted
being a
into an
friend,
anime.
translated into Japanese.
Yeah.
For Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and that hip that finally healed.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
We thank you so
I feel
much.
attacked. I feel
All right.
attacked right now.
Picture it.
I love Golden Girls.
Here it is. Here it is. Picture it. Akihabara, 1996.
Picture it, Otakon 2004.
Oh god.
Oh, God. Now you're bringing back memories for me.
I think that might have been my first Otakon, honestly. I think it was.
Me too.
Oh, God. That's gonna hurt. See, this is why we, as much as we love having y'all on all at the same time, we can't because shit like this.
Miami is
Mhm.
nice, so I'll say it thrice.
Oh my gosh.
Convention. It's meant to
Oh,
one.
I'm traumatized. I'm absolutely traumatized. Oh no.
Barry, you were
traumatized. I went to in Florida, where there was a Flugtag event by Red Bull, and a bunch of old head tourists had no idea what an anime convention was. Like some old bitch in her like mid 90s has a picture of me with about to take a bite out of a hot dog, like what the fuck. And then later tonight that weekend, a girl I hooked up with calls out my character's name in a very inopportune time. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh, my.
And it was pretty much like when you blow up a balloon, but you let it go and it just goes. I think I broke Ichigo there. Barry.
I'm confused. I missed the context, so I don't know what's happening right now. It's fine.
Oh, God.
I hooked up with another cosplayer when I was at a cosplay when she'd seen my original cosplay, and in the heat of the moment she calls out my character's name. And that kind of killed the mood.
I honestly, Barry, I think the trauma kicked in when you decided to do an epic cosplay and you saw all the fabric and your brain just went 3, 2, 1.
No, I think I'm like, honestly, fabric is my comfort zone.
Oh.
I honestly, like, the peopling is where it's hard.
You're just gonna like make a nest out of like
no, yeah, exactly. I'd be like
fabric.
Smog the Dragon. I would be like that over the fabric.
Actually, Barry is more like they will make like the large, huge, intricate cosplays with the big bows and the big ball gowns, and it's not just for them to be fancy. It's just to keep the people away from them.
Yup.
Personal space.
I love my gravitational pull, and I will not sacrifice it for anyone.
But before we kick things over to Mako, let's be real here. When
Not
the
me.
I say what?
Not me.
Me, I got the next one.
Oh, okay, sorry. When the idol cosplayers stop at 30, we all know what they're going to do. They're going to go to Genshin Impact. Anywho, our next story is Pokemon shoes. Definitely got to collect
Shit.
them all. All right there, Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
So,
shiz.
the kids who used to play Pokemon back in the day have to choose which pair of the new collaborative line of Clark's Tor Hill shoes, inspired by the G1 Pokemon starters, should they pick up. Released on December 8th, the series is actually the British shoe giant's second collab with the Pokemon franchise. It features a Tor Hill Explorer model of suede shoe based on the brand's iconic Wallaby boots with 90s-inspired big gripper soles. The main, if it's 90s inspired, you'd never be able to see them under the gigantic tire-like width of the legs of your Jinkos.
I don't think half the people in this chat know what Jinko jeans are.
You poor thing.
I remember them.
Anyhow,
I remember them. I know what Jinko jeans are.
everyone had their own theories on what J and Jinko stood for, and none of them were tasteful.
Oh, all I gotta say.
Anyway, the main draw, however, is a retro-looking Pokeball embroidery around the side, Pokemon pixel art of the respective starters on the tongue, and the starters' corresponding Pokemon number on the back. So we have one of Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and Pikachu. Each pair of the Clark's Toro Explorer Pokemon shoes costs 25,300 yen, which is about $175 US, and it's available in UK sizes 3 through 10, and Japan sizes 22 through 30. They're available at Clark's Japan online and Clark's physical retailers in Tokyo, Osaka, Umeda, Osaka, and Kyoto. Which means I do not have a chance in hell at ever buying one of these and wearing them because they will never be in my size. And I am not like one of those sneakerheads who just buys shoes and puts them in display cases to wear, to not wear. And, blackmail others with threatening to crease the J's, to really set people off.
First of all, I am suddenly reminded that I need to pack my Sailor Moon sneakers and have them to walk around Akihabara with.
Oh, gee, thanks, dude.
Secondly, at these prices, if I were to buy them, I would not wear them. That's $175.
Wait, how much is a pair of Air Jordans?
About the same price.
I wouldn't get these because I'm like, I don't feel like it would go with anything.
125. Oh, this one's on sale for 80. But yeah, apparently.
Yeah, for me, they're not really my style.
Yeah. But apparently, creasing up a pair of Air Jordans really pisses off some people.
Yeah.
Like, it threatens someone to crease their J's. It's like, holy shit, dude. The guy has a family.
I mean, these I would actually wear. These would be like work shoes to me. So, because these do fit my style, but not at that price.
Mm-hmm. I think these are kind of the hark back to the Pokemon Go look. I mean, they're very Clark, right? Clark is kind of known for cozy loafer shoes. So I'm not surprised that they kind of look this very boater style, which is pretty popular, but they're also very reminiscent of the shoe styles in Pokemon Go, the Niantic game. So to me it makes sense. It's basically nerd is fashionable, right? And there's still a lot of companies that are kind of catering to that aesthetic. This isn't too bad. But speaking to your point, Ari, about creasing somebody's shoes or creasing your own shoes, a lot of it is just that people are so weird about clothing they don't own. It's really strange. Fandoms get that way about stuff. They feel like they have ownership over things. And
Well,
then
It's
I
not-
learned
wait,
about
wait, wait,
how,
wait.
creasing someone's shoes or J's, i.e., especially Air Jordans. I saw it on a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Let's Play entitled "Lore Accurate." Now remember this phrase exactly. Lore accurate Virgil stomps Marvel for $50 and some drip. I saw, Barry. I saw your eyes flash there for a second. I'm just like,
See, but here's the thing, though, and I get it. It's like when you buy like a pair of sneakers or it's like it's a style that you have to wear them as. That's
I mean,
basically
you'd never
what it
see
is.
me doing shit like this because they would never sell something in my size, and B, I'd still have I have to wear them. I just find what I can to wear. So,
I mean,
I-
I would. The fact that you said you saw Jordans on sale for $80, yeah, I would probably buy them at that price. Anything above that, absolutely not. Because the most I have paid for a pair of sneakers are those custom Sailor Moon Vans that I paid like a little bit over $100 for, and the regular ones were like $60-$75. But it's like
and even that feels like it's too expensive.
yeah, but I still wear those in moderation. Make sure that
Mhm.
they stay clean. Like
And don't even get me started on dress shoes because that is a whole other beast right there.
Yeah, I trust me, I totally get it. I completely get it. So now we're gonna get into our last story of the night. Then we'll open up, for people to have a few random questions, and then we're going to wrap up and get the hell up on out of here. So we're going to talk about New Year's Eve celebrations in Shibuya that unfortunately have been banned. That's not a good thing. And we talked about this previously because the same thing happened for Halloween. So one thing you may not know that Shibuya is the downtown neighborhood of Tokyo, and it's world famous for landmarks such as the Shibuya Scramble intersection. And we've seen that. We've seen that in anime. And the fateful dog Hachiko. It seems that they'll be banning public consumption of alcohol in the area around Shibuya Station on New Year's Eve starting at 6 p.m. The prohibition will be in effect until 5 a.m. the following morning, New Year's Day. And there will be an increased police presence in the area. The ward is asking that kiosks, convenience stores, and retailers in the area refrain from selling alcohol during that time. The Shibuya ward government has cited concerns about overcrowding-related accidents and about the 2022 Halloween celebration crowd crush in Seoul that resulted in the deaths of 159 people weren't specifically mentioned. It's likely influenced the decision. Another almost certain factor is Shibuya's recent attempt to clean up its image after becoming Tokyo's de facto street partying center at Halloween, with uncharacteristic for Japan levels of crime and mayhem accompanying the widely inebriated costume revelry, which has led to a rather unwelcoming public awareness campaign this year. Shibuya is discouraging even sober on the street celebrations, canceling a planned countdown to midnight event with the statement in view of the increased number of visitors since the summer. The Shibuya Countdown Executive Committee has canceled the Shibuya Countdown event in front of Shibuya Station because of the difficulty ensuring safety and security at the event. Even if you just want to snap a cool photo of the Shibuya Scramble as the clock strikes 12, you'll be out of luck, as the ward has also requested that the giant video screens on the skyscrapers that ring in the intersection go dark from 11 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Wow. It's all a far cry from just a few years ago when Shibuya was actively attracting people to the neighborhood on New Year's by shutting down the scramble to cars so more people could pack it in. But that's the world we're in, circa 2023, 2024.
This is before the pandemic they're talking about, right?
More or less. And it's like, and I get that it's like, and it's like, when people go into Times Square and it's like, Happy New Year. Oh, the ball drop. Let's go home. An hour later, you're still trying to make your way to the subways and to the commuter rails.
Also, I know,
why I
Rhonda,
would
you don't
never
need me
do
to tell you
New
this because you actually live in New York City, but a rule like this would be met with universal, they can't stop us all mentalities.
You don't want to pull that with NYPD. It will not bode well.
No.
In Japan, it's a little different, I think, though, because while that is true, it's probably only going to really be the tourists that are like that and not the native people.
Probably. Do they have a Japanese translation of Old Lang Syne by any chance?
Look, here's the thing. I might have the song sung in Japanese somewhere on my computer. And if I do, I'll send it over to you. But what was interesting, though...
Oh, wait.
I
Holy
wanted
shit.
to...
There really is.
Yeah, I can... Ari.
I just Googled it right now. It says, it's called Hotaru no Hikari, Glow of a Firefly.
Yeah, Ari. I have Japanese artists singing American songs in Japanese, which is kind of cool. But
Still waiting on Masaaki Endo to cover Gotta Catch 'Em All.
Oh God. But what's interesting is I was talking to somebody about my trip, and I was like, I want to spend New Year's in Japan, but time restraints, work, and all of that. And I was told it's usually for the best because the New Year's Eve celebrations go for like 3 straight days. And I was like, well, it's not really a full 3 straight days, but people going to the Shinto shrines and celebrations 3 straight days, and flights are much more expensive. And I was like, maybe it's for the best. So now, even though it says up here, meanwhile in Japan, I will probably change the questions, change it real quick. So here is your opportunity to ask any of us questions within taste. We're going to leave this open for about 5-6 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up the show.
There is a Kit Kat flavor that's out right now that is strawberry chocolate cake.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Ooh.
Almost like a Neapolitan ice cream.
Why don't I have this odd feeling that at least a third of the stuff I'm bringing back is going to be candy.
Ooh, they have a chocolate mousse flavor.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
She's in the zone, people.
AutoZone.
Oh, God.
They have a Kit Kat out right now that is quote unquote for coffee break.
I mean, I think they're for any break because it's a Kit Kat. So, like, the whole intention is to
Yeah.
break it unless you're Cretan, Goblin, Gremlin, that you just eat the whole thing at once.
Like
10 out of 10.
like
You
WildSpice
can
here.
recommend.
It's like
Hey!
it's flavored to be good with coffee.
Barry, do not talk to my daughter like that. How dare you?
What do you mean?
Candy.
We're both sugar demons. You don't understand.
Maybe I do. But then again, I'm one of those who will sit there and eat a Kit Kat, and I will bite across all 4 just because I can.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. That's all I said.
I've done that. You know what the ultimate evil is though?
What?
You get that bubble tape and just open the whole thing and the bubble tape. That's
I did that once. My jaw hurt from chewing
man.
so much gum at once.
Yes, I have done that, and I took pictures of it and posted it online, and people were pissed off at me for doing it.
It's like when you go to St. Louis and you find out that they slice bagels like a loaf of bread.
Now, if they're bagel chips,
No,
I can see that as... Huh?
they're not bagel chips.
Yeah, their bagel sandwiches are like sliced bread bagel things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound horrible.
Yeah, there are pictures online about that. And the Scott Luigi pick it up, just pops in and went, wow, just pop in quick before crashing. Thank you for swinging by and saying hey.
Hey, it's Scott Luigi. If this is who I think it is,
Yes,
it's nice
it
to
is.
see you.
Yep. And also Waluigi cosplay that shows us some love, and it's greatly appreciated. All right, so y'all got at least 2 minutes left before, as we continue to ramble, for if you have questions before we wrap up the show. So,
So besides Ranma being a dick and
Ah!
excuse
anybody
you.
Does anybody have, anything they're doing for the holidays? Not necessarily like holiday specific, but if you've got time off, are you planning on doing anything?
I have to work on Christmas Day, which sucks, obviously, but I plan on taking advantage of that because A, there's holiday pay, obviously, and B, people are obviously going to either call out or be scheduled out. So hopefully what I can do is get a midnight shift on Christmas because which will have me working 16 hours that day and disqualify me from working the afternoon tours so I can actually enjoy my Christmas day. Christmas morning I can sacrifice. Yeah, that's no big deal. But Christmas afternoon, night, that's what I'm looking forward to actually having.
Okay. Cedar Berry just had to ask that one question that'll probably have us here all night. We love you.
Go for it.
Oh, no.
What's the best thing you learned this past year, and what's the weirdest thing you learned this past year?
Shit, I don't know.
Are we going deep or are we like pretty shallow answers?
Player's choice, I
Yeah,
suppose.
right.
Cedar Berry says anyone can abstain.
I've learned that your friends don't need to be friends with each other as long as they care about you. That's really all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it's such a weird thing, right? Especially for people pleasers or people who want everybody to kind of get along. It was a weird concept for me to understand because I was like, well, if they like me, then like they'll like each other, right? And it wasn't that I was trying to force them in a situation, but it was just like I want to surround myself with all the people that I really like spending time with.
Yeah,
and that
we kind of
always work.
You know what? We kind of learned that as kids from our parents, and then you realize as adults, sometimes friends suck.
Well, I mean, not just friends suck, but like sometimes friends just don't they just don't vibe. Like they just don't. They don't tend to blend well. The personalities clash. I mean, and it might just be that you have groups of friends that fill similar roles whenever you're hanging out with them. And so when you get those mixtures of roles together, they just kind of like, they don't mix well. It's like water and oil, right? So it's been a new experience that I've never had before. But I mean, I think it's good to understand that about yourself, and also because then it causes less mental stress for you, less mental and emotional stress for like you and your friends, and in general allows you to know that they care about you. They just maybe don't care to be with each other, and that is okay.
That's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I like that.
And mind you, I'm also racking my brain to see if I have an answer, and I'm not sure if I have one. And I'm just like, huh.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Honestly, I feel like I've been going through this year in a daze.
This year,
so
quickly.
Yeah, it's like I've said the last couple of episodes. Where has the time gone? And I'm looking around my room/studio, looking at stuff, trying to figure things out. Like what do I have an answer for? And I'm not really sure. I'll say this. What's the best thing I learned this past year is you people. What's the weirdest thing that I've learned this past year? You people. And Cedar Berry says, this year has been a forever and also a minute at times. It's so weird. And by the time I'm looking at this clock, I think it's time for us to go. And instead of it saying next week, I'm going to change it to next year. That's a little bit more apropos. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and play the closing track and get out of here. Cedar Berry says, "Ew, people are so weird. I remember them from Wild Sheep Shades." Ha ha ha! I see what you did there, sir. So, anywho, everyone who is watching and participating with us tonight, Thank you so much for joining our Christmas show. It's usually a little bit more Christmassy prior years, but this was kind of thrown together at the last minute per se, and things didn't work out as planned, but we still had fun. So, and that's all that really matters. So if you like the show, tell a friend, and they in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So what we like and don't like, we're going to straight up tell you. So if you have any questions for us, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. And when you have a chance, check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find not just our weekly podcast, you will find cosplay tips and tricks, cosplay interviews, anime reviews, editorials. You'll also find links to our YouTube page of video coverage, which, by the way, I have a bunch of con videos going up over the next couple of weeks. They will be posted to our YouTube page. Definitely be on the lookout for those. And you also find links to our Facebook fan page of cosplay coverage as well. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have for ways for you to listen to our show. If you like the show, definitely follow us on a podcasting site such as Apple Podcasts. I just had one off the top of my head. I totally forgot. There we go. Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Just search Anime Jam Session and you'll find all of our episodes there. And what's pretty cool is some of these sites allow you to leave a review. So if you can leave us a review, we'd really appreciate that. A little bit goes a long way. Let's see, what else do we have here? Follow us on our social media pages. It's Anime Jam Session on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us on those so when you can see all of our new videos, new photos, episodes, articles, when we're going live, all that and a lot more on our socials. And for those of you who follow us on our socials, thank you so much. We couldn't do the show without y'all. And don't forget, down below is our tip jar. There are links to our stream elements, our stream labs, and our Ko-Fis. If you want to cheer us on, we appreciate the bits. Sub to the channel. We really appreciate that. And giving it gift subs as well. That's also appreciative as well. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words for the year. Ari.
I would say that next year will be better than this one, but that would not be a very big bar to get over. A very high bar to get over. Sorry.
Fair. Mako-chan.
I am just hoping that this coming year is a lot less drama than this current year.
Fair.
I hear that.
Berry.
I guess I hope for a lot more adventure in new experiences, but also perhaps a joyous new year full of prospective possibilities.
WildSpice.
Hoping for a way much better, less stressful year next year. This year has been very rough and taxing, so that would be great.
I believe
And
it.
also also for people that have a goal, at least being able to accomplish one of their goals next year would be great.
My last words for the year. Communication is key. Talk to people. That's all. If you don't know if they're mad at you or not, just figure something out, because you don't know. A little communication goes a long way. Even though you might not be the same as you were, but at least you have an understanding for each other. That's basically is it. I would have to say to Ari, Berry, WildSpice, Mako, and Koi, who's not here. I thank you all for being a part of this journey with the Anime Jam Session and being here for the Christmas special. Let's do it again next year with a little bit more Christmassy chaos.
Don't threaten me.
See, but that's just it. I don't threaten. I make promises. So that is it. End of list. I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
I'm Mako-chan.
Don't matter who goes next.
I'm WildSpice.
And I'm BerryMelon.
Great fight, great night. See you next year.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Joyeux Noël.
Happy holidays and New Year. Woo!
All right. Say goodnight, WildSpice.
Good night, WildSpice.
All right, perfect. That is it. We're getting out of here. See you all next year.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!